Okay, welcome everyone to this week's bi-weekly meeting for Space City Rocketry. Feliz Dia de los Muertos. I hope everyone had a chance to recover and recuperate during the mental health break this past week. I hope everyone had a chance to, wind down and relax and pick up some hobbies or two. Hope everyone had a good holiday for Halloween yesterday as well. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so for our agenda, we'll be going over shout outs, who has gone above and beyond in the last 2 weeks, the PDR recap, how did the PDR go, spaceport announcement, was the team's application accepted for 2023, designs needed, hear about the legendary stickers and why they're making a comeback. Part 2 for the agenda, anonymous suggestion box. Where can members voice their opinions in a safe space? Upcoming events. What events are on the horizon? And lastly, our favorite, the sub-team updates. What each sub-team has been working on. So unfortunately, Robbie will not be able to join us today. He has a midterm coming up this Wednesday. Let's wish him some good luck, guys. Okay, so first on our list is the shout outs. Huge shout out to Emily Umble for donating $250 to the payload sub-team after their thorough and detailed presentation during the PDR, and another $250 for the rest of the SCR team. So thank you so much, Emily. Next on the shout outs, we have John, who took PDR pictures, went ahead and posted that in the RT General. Wes, Amy, and Orlando for being our PDR note takers. Brandon for doing and helping out with the SRAT flight computer. Huge shout out to Ariba for attending the PDR. And Leo for working on the Max Q project. And lastly, Raj for helping out with avionics. So thank you so much. You guys have been such a huge help. Leo said, appreciate the love. Okay, PDR recap. So we had a successful PDR this month. We obtained a lot of great feedback that was necessary in order to further advance our designs. Yes, we did spend about an hour answering questions, but a lot of those questions were meant to challenge our projects and help guide us towards a more successful flight. Our audience consisted of people from different universities, students, professors at UH, Randy, our mentor, and a couple of our sponsors. Also, huge, massive shout out to everyone, especially the leads. Each and every one of you has contributed to this milestone, and we would not have been able to accomplish this huge goal without any of you. So what is in store for us next? We will be hosting a CDR next semester and an FRR soon after. What does this mean for us? This means we will not be having any more presentations this semester. So no more presentations. So you don't have to stress out about that anymore. Okay, spaceport. So our application has officially been accepted. We are team number 122. We were number 111 last year. So we will be the best sequel this team has ever seen. This year, Spaceport will take place on June 19th through the 24th in Las Cruces, New Mexico. We will be working closely with ESRA and Spaceport America for the next 8 months until we are finally on our way to New Mexico. So out of the 175 submitted applications, we were one out of 159 total teams that were selected to compete in the 2023 Spaceport America Cup. We will be competing alongside Rice University again this year, which, if you were not aware of, they're basically like our biggest competitor for the #1 spot for best Texas rocketry team. We'll also be working alongside UT Austin, Princeton, and a whole bunch of other international teams. Okay, so designs needed. So we need designs for these following items: stickers for fundraising in the Discord server. So as you can see, the cute little emoji that you see next to you, or some of the custom stickers that we use in the Discord, we need help getting those done. So first off, hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's start off with the t-shirts. So the t-shirt design competition has been extended. The AIAA officer team will choose the top 3 designs for everyone to vote on. I think the cool part about this contest is that the winner will get a chance to receive their shirt for free, and then they'll get to see the rest of us rock the design for the year. So I think that's pretty cool. If you are interested in this, please make sure the design includes the AIAA logo, the academic year, room on the back of the shirt for our sponsors' logos, and 4 colors max. If you're interested, please send in your submissions to aiaacougs.uh@gmail.com. Remember, this is not only for AIAA-UH, it will also represent all of the 4 sectors. So ham radio, hobby, Space City rocketry, and Space City UAV. And for the stickers, we're also working alongside closely with the AIAA webmaster and analysis member, Amy, to get us some fun stickers in the Discord. So if you have any cool sticker designs that you would like to see uploaded in the Discord, that can be a custom sticker of someone, cough Titus in that cool pink cape, or, just a funny sticker that you would like to use more often on our server. Go ahead and DM them to me so we can, finally use all of our Nitro specials to its fullest potential. Okay. We're also, huge shout out to Nicole and John for the rocket design submissions. Both of their designs are spectacular, and I think we have some really amazing contenders so far. If you're interested in seeing your design go 30,000 feet in the air, make sure to look at the design competition document. You can find more information about this competition under the SCR 2022 through 2023 Google Drive. And then once you get access to the main Google Drive, you can just click on rocket design submissions. It's like one of the very first folders. You click on that, you can find the guidelines for this competition in that folder. Basically, all you need to know is feel free to use any color, because as you can see here, Nicole did a cute little pink design, and then John did a more red and white design. So, feel free to use any color, and just as long as you make sure to include the AIAA logo, the SCR logo, and the logos of our sponsors, you should be good to go. Ooh, okay. I know we're blowing past through some of these, so I'll try and slow it down a little. The anonymous suggestions box. So we know this is not an actual physical box, but we figured it would be easier and safer for all of our members to have access to this form at all times if we did a virtual suggestions box instead. The purpose of this Google form is to ensure that all members have a place to submit any suggestions they might have that would help improve the team. So if you see something and you feel like there's a better way to do it, this is the appropriate place to voice that. We also recognize, you can also use this Google form as a safe space to express any discomfort or issue you might have with a fellow team member or a team lead. So we recognize how hard it is to speak up sometimes in the moment. So if for any reason you need a space to vent or express your frustration, please do so here. You can scan the QR code that you see in front of you. I will also share the link to this form after our meeting. This Google form can also be found in the Space City Rocketry G Drive, which is pinned in the RT General chat in Discord. Anyone have any questions about any of the slides that I've been going over so far? If you do, feel free to type in the chat or raise your hand. I'll do my best to get to you. Oh, thank you, Izzy. You're so sweet. Okay, moving forward. Okay. So upcoming events for this month. The 3rd AIAA general meeting is taking place this Thursday. I know we're all super busy with exams and assignments, so please try to make an effort to attend, even if it's just for a little bit. There's gonna be free food and you'll have a chance to learn about what the other project teams have been up to. You'll also get a chance to meet some of the other members. Another thing that we have coming up is the bake sale. So these bake sales are really, really important. These bake sales are one of our main methods to fundraise for the team. Now that we've finished most of the documentation, our next goal is to get materials purchased. And we need money to purchase materials. So if you are interested in signing up for a shift, please do so using the QR code you see in front of you. Okay, Now that I've talked your ear off, now it's time for our sub-team updates. We will start off with analysis.
Thank you. Next slide, please. So for analysis, completed tasks, since we just got off the PDR and the mental health break, we don't have much completed tasks as of now, or at least recent tasks. But a few current tasks that we're working on is consolidating all the PDR feedback that's relevant towards analysis and trying to work on that. So we've been working on in lab today. On top of that, we've been working on trying to get our max dynamic pressure during flight, try to figure out what that is and when that happens. Shout out to Leo. And we are hopefully going to start experimenting with some CFD. Shout out to Medium. She's the one who will potentially be using ANSYS to do that. And then we'll continuously just ensure that our flight sim layouts are up to date with any changes that any sub-teams might make. Future tasks, we'll hopefully continue to collaborate with structures and any other sub-teams regarding any analysis that needs to be done. So we'll be looking forward to that. That's about it.
All right, good stuff, analysis. Next up, we have avionics, the sub-team with its own room. Let's go.
Hi everyone. I'm the avionics lead, Raj. I'm just waiting on the slide. Okay. So for avionics this week, as you see, our completed task, we did our PDR presentation. As you can see to the right, Sam did an amazing job presenting avionics alongside me. We got all of our layouts down for pretty much everything we're going to do this year. So we at least have something on paper for each task. We solidified our telemetry layout and our sensor selections, and we also managed to get a BOM rough draft done. So we should be able to order our materials pretty soon once that starts happening. Our current tasks are going to be working on PCB schematics. We're going to start grinding those for real and just getting something out there. We're also going to work on specific antenna trait studies, especially after the PDR. We received a lot of antenna feedback, so we're going to go through that. We're also going to select a secondary COTS flight computer to act as a backup in case both primary systems fail. As for our future tasks, we're still going to work on PCB design on KiCad, upgrading the ground station. We're also working alongside Brandon, who is creating SITL programming development, and he's going to work on that a lot, and we're going to work alongside it to make sure that goes smoothly, and also just SRAM flight computer programming in general. If you go on the next slide. So for this week for avionics, we're actually going to be doing a skills lab where we're going to introduce avionics skills, soldering techniques, circuitry design. It's during the avionics lab time. However, if anyone else is interested in just learning like avionics skills, y'all are more than welcome to join. We're also having an antenna building session. The date's still to be determined, but we're going to talk about ham radio operations and help people like learn avionics systems and build our antennas for our telemetry system this year. And as always, we're just simply working on a framework as well, which goes over our 4 core areas. As you can see on the right, that's us in lab. We had a lot of new members this year, and I'm really excited. But yeah, that's it for avionics.
Good stuff, avionics. Next up, we have payload. Go payload.
Hi, everyone. Hope you're having a good week so far. Good luck to everyone on midterms coming up. Just waiting for the next slide. Thank you, Joe. Yeah, our big completed task is the PDR. We had a lot of very positive feedback to payload. I think we're very, very prepared and ahead. So we're very happy about that. We had a lot of approval of payload and our primary design components. And we got an initial risk assessment done. So we will be working on mitigations and just building off of that. Our payload sensors and remote are chosen. A huge, huge shout out to Raj. He's been kind of guiding Pavionics and just helping us so much when he can. So we have 2 sensors. an infrared and visible light sensor, a CO2 temperature and humidity sensor, and then our remote is the Teensy. And then our current task, sorry if it's a little lengthy, it goes on to the next slide, but we kind of just mind dumped as we are reorganizing everything after our mental health week. So we're going to review PDR feedback, and lab will watch the PDR and then go over all of the questions and comments that we got. And a big shout out to Emily. She has been so encouraging. She donated a good amount to us, and we'll go over that when we talk about the cooling system. We're going to finish CAD designs for each section. So the FCCU, which is the Fly Control Containment Unit, FECU is Fly Experimental Containment Unit, and then electronic section and tray in between those. And then on the next slide, our current tasks will be continued. So we are planning to improve our cooling system plan. We have a cooling substance trade study coming up, and then we are trying to aim for an active cooling system. Emily Humble donated $250, which, if you didn't know, that's like pretty much half of the budget that we had before that. So it really, really, really helps. And then we'll be further developing Pavionics. Kevin and I will go through and reorganize all of our tasks and start delegating and putting all our minions to work. And then we'll update and revise our statement of work, of course. It's an everlasting document. Our future tasks are definitely purchase orders, updating our bill of materials when we finalize stuff. Heat transfer, please ask Kevin about that. I don't do that. So we'll be detailing the upkeep instructions of our flies, finalize future testing, get some L1s, L2s built. SCL payload challenge submission, that's on the right. It's due like 2 weeks before competition, but I'm sure the judges will be excited whenever we do submit it. And then we'll be collaborating with other SCR sub-teams as we need. And I feel like they'll have so much good input. And then other Spaceport America Cup teams have DM'd me and given their feedback, because some of them did come to the PDR. So we will be meeting with them as a team sometime soon. I'm not sure if Kevin, my co-lead, wants to add anything.
I think you basically covered everything, so we're good. Thank you.
All right, very interesting stuff, Payla. Thank you for the update. Next up, we have propulsion, looking towards the horizon.
All right, good evening. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir, loud and clear.
All right. So where we are right now, we've got the guidelines for the post-launch motor cleanup finished. So it's, all the cleaning we have to do for that. We have a testing location, thanks to Amber and her family. They have a spot out away from the city where we can do some small scale testing and maybe some launches. We've also found a machinist, but we don't know how much it's going to cost yet, because our design is still work in progress. Currently, we are finalizing that design, and we're also working on our L1 kits. And in the future, we're thinking about testing these motors and how we're going to do it. So we're going to be measuring the thrust readings and launching motors to see how they how they endure all the pressures and temperatures involved with that, because we're trying to reuse them, so it doesn't cost so much. We don't have to manufacture so much. And we're also going to be taking notes, like you can see on the pictures on the right. You can see the expansion. So the idea is when the gas comes out of the motor, if you do it at low pressure, like low chamber pressures, the gas comes out below the speed of sound, and it's more or less atmospheric pressure when it leaves. But if the pressure gets too high, you get something called choked flow, where the gas is exiting through that narrow spot called the throat at the speed of sound. And because it's going the speed of sound, the gas behind it, like in the chamber, can't speed it up anymore. It's like it can't communicate. So the fastest it can flow out is the speed of sound. So what you do is you put a bell, and what it means is that because it can't speed up anymore, it's leaving at the speed of sound, but when you add more pressure, it just leaves at a higher pressure, which means when it leaves, there's still energy to be extracted. So if you put a bell, it kind of explodes when it comes out the back, and when it bounces off the bell, it can go supersonic. And that's where, in liquid engines, about half the thrust comes from that. So you can see in the picture there, you can see an underexpanded a perfectly expanded and overexpanded diagrams. So you kind of want the optimally the atmosphere, like the same, like when it comes out straight, because if you go underexpanded, you can get some bad vibrations. If you go overexpanded, you're losing efficiency. So we kind of want a sweet spot in the middle. So yeah, we're going to be looking out for that kind of stuff and figuring out when we test, we'll see what it's doing, and then we can adapt our nozzle to fit to that. That's all.
All right, thank you so much, Scott. You did really good. Thank you. That was very informative. Next up, we have recovery. Hold my parachute.
What's up, guys? So as far as completed tasks go, we just got through the PDR. Thank you to everyone who on recovery is working on that. It's taken a team to do, that is for sure, and we are very, very grateful to have it done. We've updated our calculators. We've selected our drug parachute, the Rocket Man coefficient drag 2.23 foot diameter chute. See off to the right there. Current tasks, we have to finalize our core designs. Right now we're thinking 3-foot parachute. So we're working off those diameters for the individual cores. Finalizing shot cord lengths, diameters, and where we're going to get them for the vendors. And along that line, we're also working on finalizing a bill of materials, purchase orders out. And we need to start working on our bulkhead layout. So just finalizing where everything's going to go on it, as far as injection systems and the bolt that we're going to put. Future tasks, we need to order our fabrics and actually start to sew. Along that line, we've been trying to get the parachute up in working order, but it's been proving a little difficult to start threading the needle. We had it working fine a couple of weeks ago, but of course, try to get it done this week and things just aren't working well. So we'll get it done. We'll get it done. Definitely going to do some tutorial sessions on how to sew, and we also do our spring planning. And Titus, our recovery hero, you can see in the pink cape over there to the right. Looking absolutely fantastic. And that is it for recovery.
All right, good stuff, recovery. Thank you so much for that update. I love that picture of Titus. If y'all could get like a custom sticker of him, that would be amazing. No, okay. If you don't want to, we won't do it, Titus. I'm not gonna bully you. You just look so fabulous. Okay, next up, structures. Brandon, take it away.
Hello. So for completed tasks, of course, the PDR and all of the preliminary designs that we had presented for that, we got a lot of great feedback and suggestions from a lot of people from other teams and also from previous members of the old team. So Daniel Vasquez, I think his name was, I think he was a structures lead. I think he said 2018. And so he gave me a whole sheet for analysis and structures with some really good information that we'll be talking about and taking into consideration. Some of the major components that I think will be heavily altered just from that feedback is the modular fin can and the bulkhead designs for a little bit of payload and a little bit of avionics as well. We're also trying to get into contact with Dr. Belarbi about some testing methods. I've been to his office like 2 or 3 times, but it's just never really worked out. So I'm still trying to get a schedule in place where we can meet and actually talk about some stuff. But I know he's going to have some pretty good information for us. And I think we'll even be able to use his lab as well. So we'll have some options and some good resources to be able to test some of the composites that we make. And yeah, future tasks, just testing the future composites that we are going to be making. So that's like the fins, the rail button structure, and just general layups and stuff like that. Thank you.
Alrighty, really good stuff, guys. Really informative. Does anyone have any questions for any of the sub-team leads or myself, perhaps? Feel free to, raise your hand and type it in the chat. Actually, I have a question for you, Brandon. Do you know what direction you are looking, kind of what direction you're trying to go towards for the bulkheads?
Yes, so very similar to what we have already. The main shift, I think, will be in terms of the avionics bulkhead. Something that Daniel had brought up to me whenever he kind of brought me outside for a second is like you might as well beef it up if you can, you know. So I was kind of trying to just design for the, I guess, the necessary loads, which would require a similar kind of format as the payload bay. But it just has some other unexpected issues that would show up because it's a different design. So I think we might switch to a similar bulkhead design that we're using for payload. But we'll talk about it. We have our lab directly after this meeting, so we'll decide on a final thing pretty soon.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you for that update. Please let us know once you guys have decided. Wish I could be there, but I have the officer meeting. Okay, any other questions, comments, or concerns? If there are no questions, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording.